avoid that. And I think that, yeah, I was going to say, I think Tech just bolted out of there. So he's going to make his way through the pit. No real options for him. Teammates' death boxes are going to be currently looted by Rogue, and he'll go over to the safe zone. And it appears we might actually find ourselves in a solution or in a situation where another rat would be at play. But more on that at 6. You know,
all right.
News channels.
Yeah, I'm just wondering 6 p.m. what time zone, because here we are 10:49 on the East Coast. I'm not really, maybe you're thinking 6 a.m. Stockholm time for our Swedish crew here. Shout out once again to all of our producers in studio as well as our observing team for delivering us action, not just here, but this GLL team, folks, has been delivering 64 games total, of course, mainly covering EMEA as well as the Americas. Some community casters jumping in to cover some of the APAC regions as well. Big shout out to everyone who's covered all of the games this weekend. It has been fantastic. I believe 62 games so far. You're watching games 63 and 64. It has been a jam-packed weekend, and they have been amazing games, and it's probably the best Apex I've ever watched. And can't wait to see exactly who closes it out here. Of course, you can just tell how conservative all these teams are going to be playing in these final 2 games.
Well, TPH is out. Tech did finally get cleaned up, so no rat patrol there. But Odd Freestyle is still alive. And I do find it quite, as you say, apropos that Odd Freestyle was the one that stayed alive for your very odd freestyle.
Wow, it was. I will absolutely call it an odd freestyle. I would say mainly because GLL delivered me some great bars and lines, and I made it very odd, without a doubt. But back to NRG at Gauntlet, we have Nathan, who's thinking about charging up that Evo with a wing in hand and just exchanging some shots. Not surprised to see teams already holding the north and the south parts of Octane's Gauntlet. Aim Assist, one of the teams that's going to be there trying to join that party on the receiving end of those 2 shots.
Yeah, now NRG did this last time, didn't they? Where they, I think this was the battle where MVP won, and NRG, this is the area where they go on Kings, so it's not a surprising result to see this, bruv. But what is surprising is that ISMP, they're
thinking about the push. They are lurking is the only way to put it, and we'll see exactly how they try to time this push. They're holding low. They already established presence with those fences, so you can tell they're not actually trying to swoop right now. Maybe if they get the right opener, they might, but right now going to get a little bit of an angle here is iShiny, and thinking about popping some shots, but looks like would not be surprised if we just saw the players that are on that side of NRG to just kind of retreat back just a bit and hold that ground. One thing we do want to point out that the observers pointed out is that we already do have 3 KP for Rogue. Look at that shot coming in from Matt Pickett there with the bow. Not so often you see that longbow action anymore.
That's a shot that will make Mama Pickett very happy. Good job, son.
Speaking of good job, son, I'm sure everyone saw the clip, but you got to get hype for Mandy's dad jumping on the chat, his whole family coming in the room after North wins EMEA, an amazing clip. And I think everyone was kind of like, you know, this community is full of really special people, really special families. Of course, North and Mandy, absolutely no exception of that. Congrats to them. And really, this whole weekend's been a huge win for the entire Apex community. We thank you guys for hanging out with us all evening long, especially if you watched EMEA matches as well. You've been here for many, many hours, probably going on close to something like maybe almost 15 hours. So thank you for joining all the games here all day. They've been pretty amazing.
Yeah, they have been. I've enjoyed my time returning to Apex for an event. I mean, it has been a while since I had an opportunity to cover these games and cast this particular game. And it's always been exciting. And the improvements and everything that has come with the ALGS and the investment, it really is awesome. If there's one thing I love is just seeing communities continue to grow. You and I, we both come from Halo, so we're all about the community lifestyle and being involved with the folks that put so much time into the game, whether it be a player, a coach, a fan, a caster, producer, whoever it may be. We really have had some awesome matches so far. So let's focus on this match right now. Unknown are going to be sending some shots outward to the players that were taken over to that double zip, which will go upward to the balloon. It is Wraith One Tricks bailing out of this. Some shots are being sent also to their direction. So everyone really looking to take a piece of the Wraith One Tricks here. They might actually end up landing right on top of another team. From the distance, though, Solafide's Pride with a few longbow shots doesn't hit the mark there, but will continue to live inside of this little sand hut for the time being. Now Wraith one tricks having to bubble and tunnel and pray that no one goes in for the fight. While that's going on, Rogue snipe down, got a little ambitious and paid for that one. Will be down. That is Rakanishu who punishes him for that ambitious play. Now
that
Rogue gonna try and go in here. Oh, this is Rogue inside of this house. They're going to get the down. Wait a minute, though.
No.
TSM also going to be involved in a fight as well outside of this. But Drop does get out of this, too. So, I mean, while all that was going on, just so much commotion. But TSM clear up a few of the kills, and they'll get the loot as well.
Oh my, and the timing there, and I think TSM joined the party a few seconds after. I think Snipedown still got just caught off guard with exactly what was happening on that roof. You could just tell they weren't exactly sure what was happening, but man, does that ever make it a tough hill to climb up for Rogue. As a reminder, if you're just joining us, our top three are MVP, NRG, and Rogue with 125, 122, and 120 points respectively. So just a 5-point gap between the three. It's a big battle there for Rogue.
Oh no. So Drop has to hide. He has no option but to rat. He's in safe zone, but there is going to be another team, and I would be shocked. So it's New Brainers. New Brainers parkouring up here. They will not go low, and they have no real reason to go low unless things get a little hectic for them, but they'll just play slow for right now. Off screen, by the way, Matt Pickett does get down, although he did have some nice shots, unfortunately for him. Wow. And oh man, just the explosions coming in.
And it's actually the second time we've seen that, Golden Boy. We saw actually Matt Pickett and crew kind of sitting at salvage a little bit longer than usual, holding height, and then they were actually forced out by the edge again. And instead of going all the way over to Gauntlet, first they made the move that you saw a little bit more towards Broken Coast Crossroads, and that rotation just not panning out for them. It will still be Aim Assist who holds their ground here, as we have 14 squads left in our second to last game. Now, also looking at Team Liquid, they're holding this central part of High Desert, just trying to see what kind of damage they can do and maybe get a little bit of openings and opportunities, not making their way all the way over to airbase just yet.
Yeah, they'll wait for the opportunity to do so. Those are certainly going to be, for lack of a better term, ambitious shots with the Prowler from this distance. But, you know, these players, as good as they are, will most definitely land them. Wraith one tricks are actually getting a lot of shots landed on them right now, which is prompting Sauceroar to have to back out, and will need to shield up again. And they're just dodging all of these shots here. Call Keanu Reeves. I mean, we may need some stunt doubles for this next Matrix movie. And I think we may have found our targets.
Yeah, I like what they're doing right here, just holding down. They're certainly going to be increasingly a target. Actually, now take a look at this NRG push as well.
Yeah, NRG does not care that they're going to be inside of this bubble. They do not respect this crew, and that is Eye Shiny, Muffins, and Protectful on the lower end. They were there for so long, and NRG just wanted them off of their front porch.
I love that play from NRG. This is exactly what they picked up last game. You heard me mention it last game, Golden Boy, that not only was I impressed by the points that they got on the board, I love the way that they were playing out of labs and playing advantages and taking chances mid-game, not playing super conservative. NRG does it again. They do not want Shiny, Muffins, and Protectful below them. As soon as they get the right opening, they push down. They not only clear them out, they get the KP as well. NRG kind of picking up where they left off. They're only 3 points behind MVP. If they keep playing this way, they will win this tournament.
And we did see the moments that led to ISMP getting pushed there. But given how Eye Shiny was poking a few times, either A, they poked NRG and didn't really pan out for them, which actually prompted to have to heal, or they ended up poking somebody else, and then NRG was like, well, this is our opportunity because we know that if we have to leave this spot, which they will have to leave it eventually, they just didn't want to have to deal with them on the low ground. So well done. Now Team Superior, another squad that will have to make the trek across up until this point. It will be very challenging for them going through the Golden Sands over to the airbase where they will eventually have to settle, but they'll have 30 seconds to make that decision happen, Bravo, or to make that choice as to how they want to try and approach this, I should say.
And I want to remind everyone just how big this is for Team Superior. They are kind of right outside the bubble of the top three. So what they do here is going to set them up not just potentially to finish within the top three, but if they string together 2 fantastic performances, they are a team, really the kind of the fringe team on the outside that could pull off a miraculous comeback win from 4th place all the way to 1st. But here's the move that NRG decided to do just on that south airbase wall.
Ooh, real cheeky play. So they'll hug that wall. they'll be all right. Superior are going to be on the move. Here comes the Gibraltar ultimate. The pylon's going to back them up, though, in case it does happen to land near them. They'll wrap around this side here. The movement has to happen. The zone is closing, and it'll close in about 20 seconds, so they can't get held up for too long. So the port now to bring them into safe zone.
Exactly, yeah. Pre-portal coming in a little bit early there, and actually Fraud is actually forced to queue as well, going to pop a bat. Likely tell the team that they're able to take this. We'll see exactly how this pans out for them, but Solafide also playing in a very similar spot, trying to make sure they live through this one.
And Solafide needing to just hold the fort here for a moment. Team Liquid up on high. Off screen, by the way, NRG still getting involved in battles. I do want to note that they are continuing to do the thing that you had mentioned, Bravo, and that was Smile that fell victim there. Team Liquid up on high do have a little bit of the advantage. And look at that hole as well. Further and further inside of the airbase we go. But Team Liquid with the high ground can see a lot of that movement happening. One team is located in, and I think that is going to be NRG that were wrapping around, because they were the ones that were all the way toward that edge.
We also got to mention that Liquid from that height took down Team Superior. They had a little bit of help to do it, but that will be our fourth place team that is out. So that likely is now going to extend this between really MVP and NRG, and we'll have to see. I'm not sure if we caught it off screen exactly what had happened to dropped in the end, but now Wraith 1 Trick still in that top 5 as well. Was 8 squads left here, and TSM is your team that is already in position. They're already holding this runway fork. We've seen this end circle many times dating back to over a year ago. So right now they're going to try to hold this as long as they can with a limited cover that they have. The one advantage, of course, that they have here is that as teams do try to rotate in here, they will be able to get a lot of damage onto them. Just need to be careful about the angles they expose themselves to.
Yeah, I miscalled it earlier because I didn't see who it was. So it was TSM that went over to the landing strip, whereas NRG decided to take refuge inside of this little facility here. Issue with this spot is that you have to hug this wall. That gives you coverage from the rooftops, but you can't really move around. So if anyone does try and challenge them, though, which eventually they will need to happen, they will be prepared at the doors, but they'll need to watch out for whatever's going to be coming from the high ground. TSM, on the other hand, as we go over to them, they're waiting for players to jump on top of that drop ship. A few shots with the scout from distance. They'll play this range nicely. Oh no, NRG, this is what I was concerned about. Their movement opportunities were going to be slim to none here. Nathan's going to go in for the fight, but he does get down, and NRG is going to be out of this one in match 15. They did get some KP, and they also got some placement points too, but Wraith 1 Tricks are still going to be in this battle. Teen hanging out in that bubble. He'll wait this out. He's hearing so many interactions happening around, and new brainers are still in this game. Watch out for that drop for the Gibraltar ultimate. New brainers, mercy only. He doesn't care. He's going right in for this one. Does manage to get the down onto Liquid's flanker, and Casper's out too. So Team Liquid do get cleaned up there at the final moments, but new brainer end up getting flanked instead. 3 squads remain, Bravo.
I was going to say, this is exactly what TSM wanted. As these teams do rotate into that lower ground, they just wanted to hold this back fork and be really comfortable on it. This is exactly what they wanted to do. Teen still alive. Wraith 1 Tricks was the third party in there with NRG and HRN. Now here's MVP. This is your last squad here. Your bottom 3, excuse me, now, as well as MVP. Still your tournament leaders with 125. This is the biggest moment for MVP. If they can extend here, this could almost secure a tournament win. Huge moments for them.
And how big this would be for TSM if they get the win. Now, we don't know all the KP. I believe it's just one right now is what they have. So here are your 3 teams. MVP, Wraith 1 Tricks, and TSM. But for MVP, this is their match. This is their moment to end, maybe not end it, but it most certainly is going to be their opportunity to kind of close this thing out if they can get a lot of points off of these kills here, as well as the placement. But the fight now is going to begin as Imperial Hal, he's going to back up, waiting for that player to come around the side. Madness does get the down there onto Teen, sending that team packing. 2 squads remaining. TSM, though, are going to be in this scuffle. MVP are going to be banged up, but it's Team Solo Mid who reigns supreme here in match 15. And it's about time that TSM picked up a W here in the grand finals. But is it too little, too late? Because MVP got second out of that, which means they'll benefit from the placement points and the KP that they swiped up.
It's the first time we're seeing a TSM champion banner, a very rare thing to say, as we've been saying all tournament long over these past 2 days, especially the way that they came into the grand finals. Got to give a huge shout out to them as they played that pretty textbook, and the TSM, to be honest, that we're used to seeing. But as you said, Golden Boy, the story is MVP as they're able to last into